back for another installment of the Hoppy Hour here, and we are so excited that the Sota Pod has now officially entered our second collaboration, and we are so thrilled to be able to collaborate with the great folks at Back Channel Brewing. Josh, Letty, thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to not only do content with you guys throughout, what is it now, like 4 or 5 years?
At least.
But we have finally, I think, made it. As far as podcasters in Minnesota, we got to brew a goddamn beer with Back Channel Brewing. So quickly, before we dive into this tasting, just tell us a little bit about what we're about to drink here.
Well, we are about to dive into the Soviet Savior, an Imperial Stout aged on white Russian coffee. And it is going to be delightful. We can't take credit for the name because this was all you guys, and it's an absolute brilliant name. And when I brought the concept to our head brewer, Mark, there was a bit of a challenge trying to figure out what's going to go well with our base Imperial Stout that we'll get into later on in this segment, our annual release. And it's such a bold Imperial Stout that you can't adjunct it with all of these things. So it needs to be just something simple. And that's where the concept of the white Russian coffee came into play. So I haven't even tried it yet. This is going to be the first time. This thing was bottled. This thing is cold off the line. Sometimes you hear hot off the press, but this was cold off the line. And I'm excited to try it for the first time.
Well, let's dive into it, Josh.
Oh yeah, I'm in it. Let's do it. I love this label here. Our designer, Justin, did a fantastic job. Pop that into the screen right there. Little North Stars-esque colors with the wings because Kirill came in to save the day. I don't know if we introduced who the naming concept was, but it is named after Kirill Kaprizov, who is the Soviet savior for Minnesota hockey. Do the honors here. We'll get this going for you. Oh. First pour goes to Isha. Yeah.
As we're pouring this out, for those who are watching who aren't stout guys or gals, who are more IPA, who are more lager focused, who are more light beer focused, like, let's be honest, a lot of people see stout or dark beers and they just think, is that a Guinness? Like, there's a lot more with your guys' stouts and darker beers than just the Irish, stout.
Yeah, the base is going to have a deep baker's chocolate note, subtle roast, just really a true Russian Imperial Stout, as they used to say. They don't really say Russian Imperial Stout anymore. That name has kind of died off, but this is what that style was, non-adjuncted Russian Imperial Stout. But now this one, since the Soviet Slayer came to save the day, or Soviet Savior came to save the day, it's a white Russian. So, let's check this out.
Cheers. Oh my god, it smells amazing.
I definitely get that note of baker's chocolate. So you're tasting some of that base Imperial Stout, but then that coffee is nutballs. It doesn't add extreme bitterness whatsoever that sometimes coffee can do, where you're just like, I'm drinking coffee. This is a really well done, balanced Imperial Stout.
So right off the bat, when it hits your nose, it smells like the most high quality, like beans, like coffee beans. When you open up, the coffee beans, and you just, yes. 'Cause I know you're a big coffee guy as well, much like myself.
Big coffee guy.
When you take that first sniff of like fresh, nicely roasted beans, that's what this smells like right before it hits your lips. Oh, you get not too much of a rich, I guess, alcoholic stout. It hits you in the face. It's very smooth. The coffee is, I don't even want to say it's the first thing that hits you. It's like everything is so balanced on the tongue. It's sharp, and then it kind of ends with that little bit of roastiness. And it's not super sweet, which my big thing with, I love dark beers. I love Imperial Russian stouts. I just don't like when a lot of breweries make them a freaking sugar bomb, right? And I know around the holidays, everyone wants their candy cane or their dark or their chocolate this and that. For this being a white Russian Imperial Stout, it just got that little bit of sweetness, and is carried by more so. I don't even know if this is proper to say, but that aroma of like coffee beans.
Yeah, I mean,
I know that was a little verbose, Josh, but like that's
well done.
That is everything right off like my first sip that came to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely almost like just that perfect little balance of coffee and chocolate.
Yeah.
You know, for me, I'm a French press guy, so when I crush the beans up before I put them into my little French press, I love to take a whiff out of it, and that whiff is what I'm tasting.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, a little ode to my Canadian friends. This is what Tim Hortons used to smell like when you walked in.
Oh man, Timmy Ho's.
the good, like the OG Timmy Ho's before the parent company of Burger King bought them.
Not Timmy Ho's anymore.
Oh man. Well, we talked a little bit about what we're drinking right now, and you mentioned it was an inspiration, and it stemmed off of the original Imperial Stout that you guys released this season.
Yeah.
So tell us about the Soviet Slayer.
Yeah.
And just the lore around that name, that beer, and kind of the tie-in with ours now.
Definitely. The Soviet Slayer was the first Imperial Stout that we ever released, and we released it on our grand opening in 2017. So it's been a good run for the Slayer. You know, it was just a non-adjunct Imperial Stout, 10%. You know, we name all of our beers after famous Minnesotans or people with significant ties, as many of you know. And the Soviet Slayer is named after Herb Brooks, who slayed the Soviets in the 1980 Olympics. So when we first created this Russian Imperial Stout, we're like, oh, let's lean into this a little bit more on the Soviet side. Call it the Soviet Slayer in honor of the man himself, Herbie Brooks, and create a bit of a tradition out of this Imperial Stout. So it actually is our only annual release that we do on the stout front. We do have a couple more annual releases, but this one is the one stout. And every year we always do a barrel-aged version of it. Sometimes we do 2 barrel-aged versions of it. And this right here is the barrel-aged version of Soviet Slayer. So this is a blend of Soviet Slayer aged in a Cruzan rum barrel, as well as another Soviet Slayer aged in a Russell's Reserve barrel.
Oh,
so
wow.
Yeah, it's a lot of complex flavors in that barrel-aged version. That's clocking in at 11%. So the age or the time in the barrel gave that ABV a little boost. So a little more bang for your buck in the barrel-aged version. So it's kind of cool to see the new version each year, and then a barrel-aged version from previous years. But then now this is essentially our first prop of the base Imperial Stout that is Soviet Slayer. And that's what we're talking about here, the Soviet Savior.
If you're a dark beer guy or gal, if you love coffee, like this is the best of both worlds. And I've said this many times, there's a few breweries in Minnesota that I hold to a very high regard because of their dark beers and their stouts and barrel-aged stouts in particular. And Back Channel Brewing has, since the day I visited Minnesota and got a flight of your heaviest beers, which was a mistake at the time because it was only like 4 p.m. But that just solidified it for me that you guys definitely are not only up there, but I would say even set the bar at times for these amazing dark beers.
I
so
appreciate that.
It's an honor to be able to collaborate with you guys.
Well, it's an honor to collaborate with the fine folk at the Sota Pod. So you guys crush it. You're the preeminent beer hockey podcast on the beer side and on the hockey side, and then you combine the two, and it's an amazing. It's amazing what you guys have put together. So, you know, we're honored, just as you are apparently, to come up with this collaboration and right in hockey season and to celebrate the holidays. So this beer is going to be released on what we dub Soviet Slayer Saturday, and that's always the Saturday after Thanksgiving. So November 29th at 11 a.m. is when you can get your hands on this trifecta of Imperial Stouts.
make some great holiday gifts, or if you just want to burn some time, hang out at the brewery and get yourself one of these. They're unbelievable. So check out the podcast, the Sota Pod. Check out Back Channel Brewing. And again, Josh, super honored to be able to collaborate with you again. And cheers, man.
Likewise. Cheers. We'll see you on Soviet Slayer Saturday.